This question is about drawing this function, and it wants to label key points and asymptotes and work in the space and right to justify results. So find the amplitude, the period, the phase shift, the start, the stop, the maximum. Start and stop means where I start drawing one period and where I end at drawing one period. Now remember, sine function normally starts, it's at 0, and then it starts going up. At 0, it's 0, and then it starts going up. And its period is 2 pi. All right, so this is the y equals a sine bx. I was almost going to put plus, it's supposed to be minus c plus d. And a is the amplitude, b helps find the period rather, c helps find the phase shift, b and c help find the phase shift, d helps find the midline. The midline for sine is usually 0. D helps find the midline, in other words, shifts it up and down. So amplitude is absolute value of a, which is absolute value of negative 4 is 4. That is correct. Period, I'll do this over here, period equals 2 pi divided by b, which in this case is 2 pi divided by 2 equals pi. So the period is pi. The phase shift is equal to c over b. But remember, it's bx minus c, so 2x plus pi over 2 is 2x minus negative pi over 2. Negative times negative is a positive. So c is actually negative pi over 2. So the phase shift is negative pi over 2, which is equal to negative pi over 4. So the phase shift, negative pi over 4. That means it's going to start at negative pi over 4. Here's negative pi over 2. Here's negative pi over 4. That's where it's going to start, at negative pi over 4. I'll try to draw that neater. Maybe I'll zoom in bigger to try to draw that neater. I'll put it up here, negative pi over 4. And that's where it's going to start, usually at 0, but this is going to be shifted to the new midline, whatever that's going to come out to. The start, well, the start is 0 plus the phase shift, so 0 minus pi over 4 is negative pi over 4. The stop is the start plus the period, so it's negative pi over 4 plus, I can rewrite pi, which is the period, as 4 pi over 4. 4 over 4 is 1, and that equals 3 pi over 4. So that's the stop. I might as well put that in here. Here is going to be, here's 3 pi. And let me think, I'll put it up here because I'm going to be below. 3 pi over 4. Okay? The max is usually 1 and negative 1. Then I have to multiply that by a. Well, you can multiply it by the absolute value of a. It's going to be 4 and negative 4. I mean, 1 times negative 4 is negative 4, and negative 1 times negative 4 is 4. The max and min are still 4 and negative 4, except now I have to shift that by minus 2. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Negative 4 minus 2 equals negative 6. And the midline is 0. That's where sine usually starts, plus d, which is equal to 0 minus 2, which is equal to minus 2. That's the new 0 is exactly minus 2. So at the start point, it's going to start at the 0. Now normally it goes up, but this one is flipped because of the negative 4, so it's going to go down. Where does it go down? Well, let me find halfway between negative pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. Negative pi over 4 plus 3 pi over 4. I just add them, and then I'll divide by 2. And that's 2 pi over 4 divided by 2 equals pi over 4. So that's the halfway point between them. Pi over 4 is here. And where's that going to be? Pi pi over 4 is going to be there, so I guess I'll put it here. Oh boy. Hold on, let me delete that one and I'm trying to make room. I'll put pi over 4. Okay, so that's the halfway point, and at the halfway point, it's going to return to the midline, so it's going to be at -1. And then halfway between the midpoint and the start is going to be where it hits the low point. So what's negative pi over 4 plus pi over 4 divided by 2? That's 0. So at 0, it hits the low point. And then halfway between pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4, it's going to reach the high point again. So pi over 4 plus 3 pi over 4 divided by 2 equals 4 pi over 4, which is pi, divided by 2. So at pi over 2, which is right here, this is 3 pi over 4. This is pi over 2. It's going to go to the high point again. And so this is what it looks like. And at 3 pi over 4, remember, it returns to the low point. So it's going to go like this. And that's upside down of what it would usually be because of that -2. But okay, so there's the answer. The amplitude is 4. The period is pi. The phase shift is negative pi over 4. The start is negative pi over 4. The finish or end or stop, whatever, is 3 pi over 4. The max is 2. The min is -6. The midline is -2. And that's what the graph looks like. And I did that by finding the start and end point, finding halfway between the start and the end point by adding them together and dividing by 2, and then finding halfway between the start and the midpoint, which was 0, and halfway between the midpoint and the end point, which was pi over 2, and then I could plot the graph, knowing that it's upside down sign. So this is what it looks like. One period between negative pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. And then it's just going to keep repeating and repeating.